Attraction. It's something we're all familiar with, something we crave, yet something that often feels mysterious and elusive. We live in a world where people chase validation, seeking to impress and persuade others to like them. But, ironically, the harder they try, the less they succeed. Why? Because true attraction, the kind that pulls others to you without a word, isn't based on flashy behavior or desperate attempts for approval. It's rooted in something far deeper, a calm, unshakable confidence that comes from mastering yourself. Imagine if, instead of trying to impress, you could just be. If, rather than seeking someone's attention, they naturally felt drawn to you. That's the power of self-mastery. It's an aura that commands interest and respect without needing to chase it. And this kind of power is what separates those who seem magnetic from those who are constantly overlooked. Today, we'll explore 8 dark social skills that are neither manipulative nor superficial. These skills are grounded in Stoic principles, like resilience, emotional detachment, and self-control, combined with psychological insights that tap into human nature's deepest drives. When you master these skills, you create an attraction that is powerful, yet unforced. You'll find that people, especially women, are intrigued, captivated, and, even if they don't realize it, compelled to chase you. These techniques are about becoming someone worth pursuing. Let's start with the first skill. Number 1. The art of silence and presence. Silence is underrated, but it's incredibly powerful. Most people can't handle silence. They feel the need to fill every moment with words to avoid awkwardness or appear interesting. But here's the truth. Silence, when used intentionally, can be one of your greatest tools. It allows you to communicate presence, confidence, and control without uttering a word. In Stoicism, there's a principle called ataraxia, the pursuit of inner tranquility. Ataraxia isn't just about finding peace within yourself. It's about showing that peace outwardly. When you're calm and silent, you create a space for others to engage more deeply. They sense that you're not desperate for attention, not overly eager to please. Instead, you're fully present in the moment, grounded, and at ease with yourself. Imagine this scenario. You're on a date. Instead of constantly talking, filling the air with nervous chatter, you pause. You let moments of silence settle. You make eye contact, listen intently, and allow her to speak. Most people expect immediate responses, quick retorts, or constant feedback. By giving her the space to fill the silence, you create a subtle tension. She begins to wonder what you're thinking, what's going on behind that composed exterior. This kind of silence makes her curious about you because you're not trying to win her approval. Your silence communicates that you don't need to prove anything. And because of this, she feels an urge to fill the gap, to make you talk, to get you to open up, to earn your approval. It's a psychological pull that is nearly irresistible because silence speaks to a person's deeper instincts, triggering their desire to connect and understand. To master the art of silence, start by practicing in everyday conversations. The next time someone asks you a question, pause before answering. Instead of rushing to respond, take a deep breath and consider your words. This pause signals that you're thoughtful, that you're not just saying the first thing that comes to mind. Over time, this will become natural, and you'll find that people are drawn to your calm, unhurried presence. Silence is an invitation for others to lean in, to seek you out, and to chase the intrigue you create by being quietly self-assured. Number 2. The power of ambiguity. Ambiguity is a potent psychological tool because it leaves room for curiosity. Humans have a natural tendency to seek closure. They want to understand, to know, and to define. When you're somewhat ambiguous, it creates an open loop that others feel compelled to close, making you seem mysterious and intriguing. This concept is rooted in a Stoic principle of self-restraint, the idea that you don't need to reveal everything about yourself or seek validation through others' understanding. By leaving certain things unsaid, you're inviting others to make an effort, to dig deeper, and to feel invested in learning more about you. You're giving them something to wonder about, something they can't quite put their finger on. For instance, let's say she asks about your plans or your life goals. Instead of laying out a detailed explanation, respond with something like, "I have a few things I'm working toward, but I like to keep it under wraps for now." This isn't being evasive. It's setting a boundary that encourages curiosity. By not sharing everything up front, you create a subtle tension that makes her want to uncover the layers. Ambiguity is powerful because it's rare. Most people overshare, hoping that by being transparent, they'll win someone's approval. But by holding back, you signal that you don't need anyone's validation. You're self-contained and mysterious, and this unpredictability creates a magnetic pull. She'll want to keep coming back, to keep asking questions, to keep figuring out who you really are. Practicing ambiguity doesn't mean being deceptive or dishonest. It simply means preserving a part of yourself that's yours alone. Start by answering questions thoughtfully, but without giving away every detail. This will create a feeling of intrigue around you, as though there's always more to discover. Remember, when you're slightly out of reach, people will chase after you to fill the gaps in what they know. Number 3, control through detachment. One of the most attractive qualities a person can have is the ability to remain calm and centered, regardless of the situation. This is known as detachment, a skill that involves not being overly invested in outcomes or other people's reactions. In relationships, this means that you're emotionally self-sufficient. You're not controlled by whether someone likes you, approves of you, or validates you. This inner calm makes you appear strong, resilient, and incredibly attractive. In Stoicism, detachment is a key principle. Stoics practiced emotional self-control, reminding themselves that while they can control their actions and choices, they cannot control others' responses. When you embody detachment, you're essentially showing that you don't need anyone's approval to be content. You're sending a message that your peace and happiness come from within, not from external validation. Consider a situation where she gives you mixed signals. Instead of feeling anxious or reacting emotionally, you remain calm, unbothered. You show that you're not tied to any particular outcome. This detachment communicates that you're confident enough to walk away if things don't align with your values. Ironically, this often makes others want to chase you because they sense that you're not easily won over. To cultivate detachment, practice mindfulness and remind yourself that true confidence isn't rooted in others' opinions. The next time you feel tempted to react emotionally, take a moment to pause and reflect. Ask yourself if the situation truly affects your well-being, or if it's something you can let go. By doing this, you're training yourself to remain centered and composed. Detachment isn't cold or indifferent. It's a form of strength that shows others you're in control of your emotions, and that control is irresistibly attractive. Number 4, the subtle use of scarcity. Scarcity is one of the most powerful principles in attraction. People value what is rare, what isn't always accessible, and what they have to work for. When you make yourself too available, you lose this edge, and people often take you for granted. By strategically creating scarcity, you communicate that your time and attention are valuable, which naturally makes others want to earn it. Imagine you're constantly available, always ready to answer messages within seconds, always willing to change plans for someone else. Over time, this behavior signals that you have nothing better to do and that your value is low. But if you limit your availability, if you're occasionally hard to reach or have plans outside of her, you create a sense of exclusivity. She'll start to appreciate the time she gets with you more, and in turn, will feel more invested in winning your attention. This approach aligns with Stoic self-respect. The Stoics believed that one should value their own time and not waste it on trivial matters. When you make yourself scarce, you're essentially saying that your time and life have meaning beyond pleasing others. This naturally draws people in because it's rare to find someone who values themselves so highly. To practice scarcity, don't respond to messages immediately, and don't feel obligated to be available all the time. Have hobbies, interests, and commitments that take priority. This isn't about playing games. It's about having a life that's rich and full and making people earn a place in it. Scarcity creates respect and desire because people realize they can't have you on their terms. They have to work for your time, and that investment makes them want to chase you even more. Number 5. Emotional control, mastering your reactions. Emotional control is one of the most attractive qualities a person can develop, yet it's something few truly master. People are often driven by their emotions, reacting impulsively and revealing their vulnerabilities too easily. But when you can master your reactions, you show a level of strength that is incredibly rare. Emotional control allows you to face situations with calmness and poise, signaling that you're not easily shaken by life's challenges. In Stoic philosophy, emotional control is considered essential. Stoics believe that while you cannot control what happens to you, you can always control how you respond. This practice is known as apatheia, or freedom from destructive passions. By mastering your emotions, you're not suppressing them. You're managing them so that they serve you, rather than control you. Imagine a situation where a woman you're interested in says something that could easily provoke jealousy or frustration. Instead of reacting instantly or showing insecurity, you pause. You take a breath, think carefully, and respond in a way that shows you're unaffected. This calm response signals that you're not easily provoked or insecure, which creates a powerful attraction. People are drawn to those who remain composed under pressure, and women, in particular, are intrigued by men who show this level of self-assurance. To develop emotional control, start by observing your reactions. When something triggers an emotional response, pause before you act. Ask yourself, will this reaction serve me, or will it only reveal a weakness? Over time, this practice will help you become more deliberate with your emotions. You'll be able to respond thoughtfully rather than impulsively, which shows a level of maturity and inner strength. Emotional control isn't about being cold. It's about mastering yourself in a way that commands respect and admiration. Number 6. The art of giving without attachment. Most people give with strings attached. They might offer kindness, time, or support, but deep down, they expect something in return: validation, appreciation, or reciprocation. But there's a powerful psychological shift that occurs when you learn to give freely, without attachment. This kind of giving is rare, and it creates a sense of safety and trust that is irresistible. When you give without expecting anything in return, you show that you're self-sufficient and not using generosity as a tool for validation. Stoic philosophy emphasizes giving as an act of virtue. Stoics believe that generosity, when it's genuine and free from expectations, is a mark of character. By giving without attachment, you signal that you are complete within yourself and that your happiness doesn't depend on how others respond to you. This kind of strength is captivating because it's so unusual. Most people are used to others giving only as a way to secure something in return. Imagine you're spending time with someone you're interested in. Instead of constantly trying to impress or seeking validation through your actions, you simply enjoy the moment. You're kind and generous, not because you want her to like you, but because it's natural for you. When she senses that your kindness is genuine and not a tactic, it creates a powerful sense of connection. She'll feel that she can trust you, and she'll want to be around you because there's no pressure to reciprocate or meet any hidden expectations. To practice giving without attachment, start with small acts. Offer your time, your attention, or your support freely. Don't linger or wait for a reaction. By cultivating this quality, you develop a rare type of confidence that isn't dependent on others' approval. Giving freely demonstrates inner strength and self-worth, making others naturally want to be around you. It's the kind of generosity that builds attraction on a deep and lasting level. Number 7. The power of strategic vulnerability. Vulnerability is often misunderstood. It's not about revealing every insecurity or oversharing your feelings. True vulnerability, when practiced strategically, is about selectively opening up in a way that builds trust and connection. When done correctly, it shows that you're comfortable with your imperfections and confident enough to be real. This is incredibly attractive because it demonstrates authenticity and depth. In Stoicism, there's a principle of acknowledging one's own humanity and fallibility. The Stoics teach us to embrace our flaws, not as weaknesses, but as part of the human experience. When you share a part of yourself that isn't perfect, it shows others that you're grounded and secure. You're not trying to present a flawless facade. Instead, you're showing a balanced picture of who you are. Imagine you're in a conversation where you share a story about a past struggle or a lesson learned. You don't share this to gain sympathy, but simply to show that you're human, that you've had experiences that shaped you. This openness encourages others to do the same, creating a space of mutual respect and trust. It's not about putting everything out there. It's about revealing enough to show that you're genuine and self-aware. To practice strategic vulnerability, consider what parts of your story are worth sharing and in what context. Avoid oversharing or unloading your insecurities. Instead, share stories that reveal resilience, growth, and insight. When you're open but also selective, you show that you're confident enough to be real, but wise enough to know what to reveal. This kind of vulnerability makes you memorable, relatable, and ultimately very attractive. Number 8. The subtle art of leading through confidence. True leadership isn't about control. It's about inspiration and direction. In relationships, people are naturally drawn to those who exhibit a quiet confidence and a clear sense of purpose. This doesn't mean you're trying to dominate. It means you're guiding with strength and conviction. When you lead with confidence, people feel safe and are more likely to trust and follow you. In Stoic philosophy, leadership is about embodying the virtues you value. A true leader doesn't force others to follow. They simply live by example, which naturally draws others in. This kind of leadership is especially powerful in relationships because it shows that you're someone who knows what he wants, where he's going, and isn't afraid to take the initiative. Consider how this might look in a social situation. If you're with a group or on a date, take the lead on decisions, whether it's where to go or what to do. You don't need to ask for permission or second-guess yourself. Instead, trust your judgment, and others will sense that confidence. This doesn't mean being controlling. It means offering a sense of direction, which is comforting and attractive. To practice leading through confidence, work on trusting your own instincts and taking action without overthinking. When you're decisive and secure, people naturally look to you for guidance. This kind of leadership is magnetic because it signals that you're grounded in who you are. You're not waiting for others' approval. You're setting the path with quiet strength. This is the ultimate form of confidence, and it's incredibly attractive because it shows self-mastery and integrity. Mastering these dark social skills is not about manipulation. It's about self-mastery. Each of these skills, silence, ambiguity, detachment, emotional control, generosity without attachment, strategic vulnerability, and leadership through confidence, invites you to look inward and grow. They help you become a person of depth, strength, and intrigue, a person worth pursuing. When you embody these principles, people won't be able to resist being around you. They'll be drawn not by games or superficial charm, but by the powerful presence you cultivate from within. Remember, these aren't just tactics for attraction. They're practices that will transform all areas of your life. They're virtues that lead to respect, admiration, and lasting connections. As you go forward, Challenge yourself to integrate these skills into your life. Reflect on how you can deepen your own sense of calm, cultivate a self-respect that radiates outward, and build a life that is fulfilling on your own terms. Because when you become the best version of yourself, others will naturally want to be a part of it. This journey isn't about chasing anyone. It's about becoming someone worth chasing. And there you have it. 8 dark social skills to make anyone feel drawn to you, based on timeless principles of Stoicism and the psychology of attraction. These aren't just techniques. They're tools to help you grow into the best, most grounded version of yourself. Thank you so much for watching. If you found value in these insights and want to see more content like this, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss